A new movement tech has been discovered in Apex, and a lot of fans are calling for it to be nerfed already. Not only that, a great ALGS team, a really good contender, an amazing Apex Pro team is actually up for grabs, and I'm surprised that no organization has decided to sign them. People you're all familiar with, and as well as Apex actually dropping some transmission audio over on their Twitter, some teasers about some upcoming events. All of that and much more in today's video, so make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So very quickly, I wanted to make mention of this. This was Team Nessie, an amazing team who's actually had some very renowned pro players in Apex Legends. They said this on Twitter: Team Nessie is unsigned, top performing European team with over 94,000 in Apex earnings and a spot in the Pro League for split 3 of year 3 for ALGS, and that they would love to find a new home to represent. Now, what I really wanted to talk about is there's a lot of pro organizations that I'm very surprised did not decide to pick up this team. A bunch of free agents, a bunch of really good players who have a lot of talent, a lot of experience to say as well, and I'm surprised that they have not gotten picked up yet. But surely, with a lot of ALGS news that is circulating around, also more from the old NRG team with Dizzy and Asu is apparently set to return very soon. He's already made his announcement. He's just looking for a team. I'm not sure if he's actually found one, so I'm sure there's going to be some more organizations, some more teams to actually jump back into the Apex world. It's actually a really good thing to see, because we saw 100 Thieves actually be a part of Apex at once, leave, and then when things started to blow up, they came back in. So many other big organizations are realizing, hey, Apex is a great esport. Apex is kind of blowing up. Apex is doing a really good job, so therefore we need to get back in the scene, and all of this really brings more excitement and more news and more viewership to Apex and the world in general. So that's really good to see, especially for our community. Now, also in the news, definitely had to make mention of this. Thank you to Julian for tagging me in this on Twitter. It was actually coming from Moki Sniper. You guys know Moki Sniper has so much time to just literally go through all types of different movement techs. He's actually, I believe, the founder of the Tap Strafe and many other things, and if not, he was one of the first people to start doing it, especially get really good at it. Moki is extremely good and experienced in the Titanfall world, especially when it comes to movement, wall running, and all of these crazy jumps, and apparently like these nade launches that you can get. He's brought a lot of that stuff over to the Apex world, but this was actually something I've never seen in Apex, and apparently it's actually been here the entire time. We just did not know. There's a lot of crazy things you can do when you have a lot of free time to do stuff like this. This was actually saying that you can do all of these crazy launches right here. As you can see, it's called Zip Dash. He even said this on his Twitter: the Zip Dash is so powerful, do not sleep on it. He actually made a tutorial as well, but essentially what it looks like is you have 2 zip lines right next to each other. So apparently, from what I'm hearing, is it's not necessarily a new movement tech, although some people are claiming that it is. It's just that it's been around for a while and no one's really found good practicality used for it, and then all of a sudden it got really popular here as of the last couple of days because of this viral video. So while the tech itself of the movement may not necessarily be new, because technically tap strafing was never new, it's always been here, we just took forever to discover it. Anyhow, this thing is actually kind of new, considering no one really knew about it, no one was really doing it, and now all of a sudden everybody's trying to figure this out and trying to get really good at it to put it up, I guess, their arsenal. That sounded really bad. Okay, I guess maybe put it in your arsenal. I guess that's kind of sounds bad too. Maybe just having it in your arsenal. That sounds bad too. Okay, I'm having too much fun with this. I think what I'm trying to say is that they're trying to learn all of these movement techs so that basically when push comes to shove and they're in a situation, they have a lot to draw from in their arsenal. That's better. Not all of these movement tips and techs, I guess, will really improve your gameplay immediately, but having a lot of them learned and mastered over time can really help you win that extra fight, that extra game, which could in turn lead to more wins and more fights that you win all the time, and I guess becoming a better player overall. Now, I remember back in the day, there was this crazy zip line, little exploit, glitch, whatever you want to call it, where you can place 2 zips right next to each other and constantly move back and forth, and it would just make your body so unhittable because you were moving so fast. I'm not sure if it's entirely still practical, because I think they basically like nerfed the zip lines where you can only re-grab it 3 times, so I think it kind of goes away really quickly. But regardless, this is not the first time we've seen a double zip line mechanic be brought into the world. Now, obviously the conversation is going to come up, should this be nerfed? And a lot of the people in the comment section seem to think that this should not be in the game, and mostly because the fact it looked unintentional. And a lot of people argue, should unintentional things be removed from the game, or should we allow things like this to stay in the game so that it gives some people the competitive edge and advantage that choose to sit down and take the time that it takes to learn it? Now, it's also kind of unpractical, because when are you really going to be able to have 2 zip lines right next to each other to perform this? Regardless, this does seem to be very situational, but a very good, powerful move if you can use it correctly. And I think a lot of people are going to be complaining once they start getting killed by high-level players who decide they want to learn this movement tech, but overall you shouldn't really see it in your games too terribly much unless people are just experimenting with it. Therefore, I don't really think it will cause for a nerf, and I don't really know if Respawn's going to listen to a lot of these complaints in the comment section. Most people just seem to be really admiring the fact that it seems like a cool thing to do, maybe fun to try out once or twice, but I don't think it's going to become so normal like your tap strafing, where people are going to constantly cry and complain that it needs to be nerfed. Now, obviously, that's a conversation in itself. Should tap strafing be nerfed? I'll let you guys figure that out in the comment section below. Now, another thing to discuss down in the comment section below is the story of the Outlands trailer. We do know now that it is coming tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern. It says July 25th. This was actually coming from the Apex Legends official Twitter page. They said, tune in for our next story of the Outlands. I think it's going to be called Survive, and apparently the name of the season is going to be called Hunted. That's just according to some leakers and data miners over on Twitter. They actually did put out this little bit of a teaser of some transmission audio last night. I'll let you take a listen if you've not heard it thus far. Roll the clip.
IJV 5301 to the Guy in Space Authority Telelink. Come in.
Link is open, IJV 5301.
I've got a distress signal from Pagos. I'll pass it on if you make it worth it.
Relay the signal or face penalties of up to 15,000.
All right. You got it.
GDS Vantage distress beacon triggered at embedded coordinates. Sole survivor, prisoner T0323.
We'll take it from here.
What about my prisoner T0323, huh? Hate to be them.
So as you can tell, some definitely very interesting stuff. Now, yesterday's video, we talked about the new gun coming from Apex Legends Season 14, most likely to be the Nemesis Burst AR because it was pulled at the last minute on Season 13. Therefore, it just makes sense to come in the very next season. Maybe there was an issue, maybe there was a bug that simply made it not ready yet. So assuming 3 months later, you got it fixed and you got it ready to go. We also know that more than likely, obviously, the next Legend is going to be Vantage, as she's been appearing in the story of the Outlands banners, that Respawn themselves actually made the mistake and leaked it a little bit early and accidentally put it over on the Apex page on the homepage, that big old message that pops up when you first open the game. Now, obviously, discussion as always, is Respawn doing this on purpose? How do these leaks always accidentally happen from Respawn themselves after season after season after season? Surely, maybe at this point you start to wonder, are they doing this on purpose? Does it drive up the viewership of the game? Do people get a little bit more interested whenever they see Respawn making these official leaks? Definitely interested in what you guys have to say down in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. If you've done that already, though, thank you very much indeed for doing so. And until the next time, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later, Gators. And also, the winner of our 10,000 Apex coin giveaway was drawn a couple of days ago, and it was none other than our YouTube member C-Dub. So C-Dub, make sure to reach out to me on Discord or Twitter in the DMs. Also, Brazy Terrio, a couple other people that I think I forgot to put on the wheel from one of the Marvel streams. So I've already put you as a finalist for the next giveaway that we're going to be announcing pretty soon. So make sure to stay tuned.